Thursday and welcome to this week's massive haul. You know what, guys, this has got to be one of my most favorite hauls in a very long time. My name's Bri. I'm the owner and artist of Upcycled by Bri if you are new here, and I love to go thrifting and junking. I take my finds, I upcycle them into home decor, and I sell them on my website and in a booth here local in Topeka, Kansas. Now, everything you see in front of me is already listed. I have dropped the collection in the live chat. If you're on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching the replay, also say hi and let me know where you're coming from. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this since it's in my face. Now, you guys, I went to, hey, there's Jane and Leslie. Hello, ladies, and Renee. Good. All right, I've got some friends on. So I went to two different thrift stores. Y'all know I love my little honey hole, the Giving Tree. I go there all the time. I get a great discount. Well, I went with a very special person that y'all will probably see me thrift with. I have a thrifting buddy. But anyways, we went and checked out a place called Charlie's. It's here in Topeka and they're open on Sundays, and I had almost forgotten about it. It's way over on the south side of town. I got some really good stuff. I paid up a little bit. He doesn't price everything, but I came away with some good finds. Hello from New York. We got Ohio in the house. Kim Byers is on. Leslie's on. Hello. Hey, if y'all wouldn't mind, I've got 21 people on. If y'all will hit that thumbs up button, that's going to help me. I just want to say thank you real fast so much because my edited videos have been doing amazing. Y'all are showing the love. My live hauls have been so much fun. I'm feeling like back in the groove and very, very happy. So thank y'all. Hit that thumbs up and we're going to get rolling. Everything is live now and active, and if y'all see something you like, please go ahead and grab it. Don't wait because things will go fast. And then if you see something else you like, I will combine orders and I'll refund shipping as much as I can. Orders placed within 24 hours. Does that make sense? Don't hesitate. Okay, first up, I have never found one of these before. I've found a million enamel things, a ton of pans and pots and bowls and cups. I found a picture finally, and look at the size of this thing. It's bigger than my head. It is beautiful white and blue. Now I have stuck a couple of flocked Christmas picks in here. I've got these in my floral collection as well. A bunch of these available, which looks gorgeous, but those don't come with it. It just is selling by itself. It's got a little bit of rust there in the bottom. It's not rusted all the way through quite yet, and a little bit of rust patina on the handle. Gorgeous. I paid up just a little bit at $8 for this. Totally worth it though, and I have it up at $44.95. I had to go and look on Etsy and stuff because I've never sold one of these before, and $44.95 is a heck of a deal. They were about $20 more on Etsy. Hey Bri, watching from Texas. Hi Amy, and then hey from Connecticut, Connecticut? Yes, Carrie. All right, so one of my very favorite things out of the way first. This little trivet I grabbed. He charged me $1. I've got it up at $8.95. It's great for kitchen, of course. You can put your hot pans on it, but I love to put these in my basket wall collages because it's just a nice little extra touch with some more texture. And sometimes you just need something small and flat for your wall. Oh, Leslie said that the air quality is bad in Washington. I'm sorry to hear that. The air quality in Kansas right now is full of ladybugs. In fact, y'all might see a couple. So if you see me freak out, it's a ladybug. Marissa from Montana, hello. I don't know what's going on, but it's like the swarm of the ladybugs, and somehow they're getting in my house. That should be fun. Okay. I keep picking these up because y'all keep buying them. I love searching through the kitchen section for wooden utensils. This is a set of 7. I paid around $2 for everything, and I have it up at $9.95. This is a beautiful curated collection. The spoons all have some really good patina, especially this one. And then I've been throwing the forks in the mix because y'all have been digging the forks. Yeah, Leslie said, eek, ladybugs. So ladybugs are good luck, right? One landed on me this morning, and I was like, oh, that's cute. There's some good luck. Y'all know how I am. And then this afternoon, I was like, oh, there's another one, and another one. And then I walked by the side of my house, and literally they're covered. I'll put a story up on my on my Facebook and Instagram stories. It's crazy. I always pick up these little boot shine brushes when I see them. I have got some up on top of this white cabinet in a little display. I'll stick a picture of that up in community. I just love the way they look. I like the texture and the two-tone color of them. And then this one in the picture online is staged up with a picture sitting in it. So if you're a reseller, this is a great way to display things. You can put little business cards in them or little decor and stuff at home. $8.95 on this. I paid about $1. Iowa has all kinds of ladybugs, says Andrea. Okay, so it must just be a thing all over the United States right now. All right, when we first walked into this place, it's very overwhelming. They've got fun, crazy mannequins and all kinds of statues and records and movies, and it's just a lot when you walk in this thrift store. But there was a table right up front where I stopped and we probably spent 15 minutes right when we walked in the front door. But I found these stars, and I like to grab metal stars, but I really wanted to grab these because they're very much handmade. They connected them there in the middle with like a washer or a nut, and used a washer up there to weld on a hanger. Anyways, they're rusty. The patina is wonderful. I'm selling them all individually because I didn't know if anybody would want a whole set. The big ones are $13.95 each. The small ones are $8.95 each. And these would be amazing to put on a piece of wood, especially these small ones, as a Christmas tree topper. A couple videos back, I did the one Christmas tree where it was one of the half spindles on a flat piece of wood, right? How cool would this star have looked on top? Marty, if you're watching, it might be a little big. Marty bought that. Teresa said these stars are awesome. Aren't they cool? I don't always buy them, but if they're black stars or rusty stars, I gravitate towards them. I've got a couple of big black stars up on my site too. They'd all look great together. How about a little bit of brass action? So these are brass eggs. They are flat on the bottom though, so I'm assuming, okay, either they're flat just to sit better for decor. How beautiful would these be in your spring decor? Or paperweights. They would make an amazing paperweight. And look where they were made. Can you see that? Lehi, Utah. So if I've got some fellow Jamie Ray Vintage fans on, which I know I do, these were made in Lehi. So that made me smile. I paid $1.99 each for them, and they're up at $10.95. I have 2 of them available, and they're sold separately. Y'all know I love my brass. If those don't sell, I might keep one. Okay, speaking of keeping something. If y'all watched me tease out this haul, you saw this ice cream maker, right? I talked about how I gave up my old ice cream maker because it was teal, and I was going to search for a new one. Well, I am going out of town next week. I'm going to be going to the Empowering Creativity Retreat. And, you know, I don't really have time to decorate and store a bunch of stuff right now, so I figured I would list this. Mama also needs gas money, right? But I really don't want to sell it. Anywho, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a lot of room left. I do love it. I want to pull it down almost now, like right this second. I'm panicking. Okay, I paid $8 for it. It's a gorgeous vintage ice cream maker. Right, so I just sold that beautiful teal and rust one. It went down to Florida. This one's a little bit smaller. It's got great stamping on the top. We're advertising KitchenAid, Troy, Ohio, and just that green and rust. You can't beat it. It's beautiful. The side spout I don't always see. And it's got all of its insides in there. So, you know, of course, you can take the insides out I won't take it apart and make a lot of noise, but you can take the insides out and then fill it with floral and stuff. Obviously, we probably wouldn't use this anymore. Okay, see, it's going to make a ton of noise. I'm not going to mess with it right now, but I couldn't pass it up. It was one of the last things I found. It was $8, so I paid up just a little bit on it, but I love it. I love it so much. It's got the wooden handle. It's up at $69.95 because it is pretty heavy, so it's going to be a booger to ship. But I can do it for y'all. You guys went gaga over the last one, so I picked that one up. Not Too Shabby Patty said, I had a cool wooden ice cream bucket about 30 years ago that you got rid of that you wish you hadn't. I know. Isn't that the story of our lives? I'm going to take my camera down just a little bit. Okay. Another thing I feel like I paid up for a little bit. It got me. The wooden box. The boxes always get me. It's a cigar box, and it has some really cool finger joints on it, but it has some really fun like engraved detail all throughout. The Dawson Produce Companies at Keep Well Cigars, Arkansas City, Kansas. It is stamped on the inside there too. Someone already grabbed up the stars, said Teresa. Oh man. Leslie said she'd pay up for it too. Okay, so I feel better. Now, it's listed at $14.95, which I feel like is a steal of a deal. I must have been feeling really, really nice when I was pricing these things. No, that's okay. Y'all have been showing me so much love. You deserve some amazing things at great prices. So, amazing old pictures in it. But the other thing that's included in here, I'm so excited to get to it. Look at this vintage Valentine card. It's, oops, not that creepy one. I'll show you that one in a minute. That was funny too. But this one's a pop out. How cute is that? So, anyways, these little things. Lorraine was with me and she found some books with some really cool notes in it as well. We found some cool ones. This one's creepy. I only have eyes for you, I think. I've got my eye on you. Anyways. Those were fun. So I grabbed it up, $14.95 for the box full of pictures. I took a couple of pictures out to use in staging. Oh, Joyce said, thanks for finding the brass eggs. Her mom has a massive egg collection. You are so welcome. Y'all, that's why I do what I do and get weird things, because it always resonates with somebody. Eggs aren't weird. Joyce grabbed them. Awesome, Joyce. I'm glad you got them. And like I said, if you happen to find anything else you like and you purchase something else, I'll combine your orders down and refund any extra shipping back to you. Okay, these are fun, right? Let me take the sticker off. Just like a little chicken wire spoon, ladle. I was thinking maybe they're for Easter eggs. Michelle said that she uses old cards in her decor, and she said it adds a fun color and a theme. It does. That's a good idea, to use like old Valentines in your vignettes. So what are these for? Somebody tell me. I paid 79 cents each and they're up at $4.95. These would look really good stuck in with your wooden utensils, just to add some other texture, right? You guys see them? Okay. Let me get through this haul here. I have got, not a huge haul, but I went today. Yeah, Joyce said she thought those were for eggs too, for dyeing Easter eggs. I went today to another thrift store I never go to called the Major Thrift. I was going to go to the Giving Tree and I accidentally missed my turn. So I was like, I'll just hit this one. So glad I did. It was packed. I got a ton of footage, so that'll be an edited video probably. Oh goodness, I don't know. Next week when I get back, it'll be at least a week from now. But that'll be really fun. I got a ton of footage and a ton of good stuff. And that's where I got all the spindles. So I took like the afternoon and just went crazy on these spindles, which I'll show you guys next. This book is gorgeous. The Kansas Edition Student Series Speller. And if you wanted, I know a lot of y'all don't like to take apart books, and I totally get it, but it's got some really fun pages in it if you wanted to pull a few out and frame them. Oh, my hair is wild. I keep looking at myself down here on my iPad. It's crazy. Oh, my allergies are crazy too. I was outside all day with the ladybugs. $6.95 is what I have this listed at. I paid 99 cents. His book prices are amazing. I'm going to have to go back. He had some really cool books. I think I should have got more. Oh, sweet. Teresa said it's probably a good thing that someone else picked up some of the stuff she wanted. She checked out right before the live started. You made up for not buying for anything last week. A good girl. Good girl. You save up for a week and then you can splurge. I got myself a couple things today. That'll be on my next haul. It's like, I don't see them here. Okay, so this little fan. Hey, Cindy, she's late, but she's here. You're not very late. About 15 minutes. This little fan, super cute. Again, great for wall decor. Would look really good with some boho, but I do like to pick up some boho things every now and then because I know some of y'all like to decorate with the boho stuff. I paid $1 and it's up at $9.95. No breaks, no tears, no rips. Great condition. I just recently sold down a lot of my basket wall stuff, but I want to start a different one with like a different style, more country, less boho. Lorraine spotted this. Oh, thanks, Lorraine. She just sent me a rose. I still don't know how you do those stickers. And 99 cents. That'll go towards my gas fund. She spotted this, $2.99, and what I liked about it is those little pots. I'll clean it up, of course, and I want to add some floral to it too, but those little pots are like connected with a cool little piece of wood and then wired underneath, so they're not going to go anywhere. And I have all the sizes in the description and the listings for these things if you're wondering how big anything is. I always try to put those up for you. So that'll probably be on a thrift flip. It'll be a real easy one, real cute flip. Again, that'll be up next week. Ooh, this chicken wire bird. I think maybe that this sold already. I know somebody was asking about it before, but it could still be possibly available. $12.95. It was full of some very dusty, not great potpourri. And I took that out. So now you get just the chicken wire bird, nice and clean, for $12.95. And it has a little attachment down here that will close it. What would you guys put inside of this? More potpourri, I was thinking. Oh, the bird's already sold too, said Teresa. So if whoever bought it is on, tell me what you plan to put inside. It's also really cute just the way it is. Obviously, against a white background, it would pop a little better. But I'll quit talking about it since it's sold. Not Too Shabby Patty asked if I have a booth. I do. It's here in Topeka, Kansas at the Owl's Nest, the location at 29th and Adams. And all of that is down in my description box. I have it over on my Facebook page and everything with the hours and the phone number. But my booth is where it all started. I started in a little tiny 4x6 booth. Tanya said she's new here. Do prices include shipping? No, they do not. So Tanya, if you see stuff you like, yes, welcome. If you see stuff you like, it would be better to place a bigger order to save on shipping. But if you see things, go ahead and grab them fast because things sell fast. And then if you purchase multiple orders, I'll combine your shipping down for you. Okay, I snagged this basket. It's going to need a good cleaning, but it is made in Japan. Can you see the stamp down there? Which means it's older, a little bit older, and it's really in great condition still. Dude. There's something in there. I don't know what that is. It'll get cleaned. It's in great condition still. It's just dusty. It's got these fun little closing hooks on it. And it's got the handles. Whoops. So I snagged that up. It's got a metal hinge on the back. So really good quality basket. I paid $1.99 and it's up at just $22.95. No, the things in my booth, unfortunately, are not listed online. That was a question. There's no way for me to combine their inventory system with my Shopify inventory system, unfortunately. They just won't merge. But when I do booth resets, I do go through and do live tours over on Facebook. And if y'all see stuff you like, you can email me, and I can pull things from my booth and ship. It just depends. Obviously, larger items might be a little more expensive than the price says on my booth tours, just because I've got to include shipping. And if you're watching a booth tour, pay attention to the date, because sometimes people will get really excited and be watching a video from months ago and get their hearts broken. But I try to do a booth tour once every couple of weeks when I refresh it. That way y'all can see what's in there as well. if that makes sense. Okay, what else is left from the thrift haul? Jane says, oh, the spindles are coming. They are. Okay, this is the last thing from my thrift haul. And again, when I get back from Branson, if these haven't sold already, I'm going to pull them off the site and use them in my kitchen makeover. They were $5 each, and they are, the baskets, I do believe they're from some vintage scales. There was no scale to be seen, just 2 of these. I listed them together because I felt like they needed to live together. $44.95 is what they're up at, but if they don't sell, like I said, I'm going to keep them and I'm going to hang them in the kitchen for like my onions and garlic. Sorry, I'm trying not to be too loud there. They've got some great patina on the inside. That one especially. Sorry, that's probably super loud, that close to the camera. But if anybody collects scales, I figured I should snag those up. Okay. Got 54 people on. I've just dropped the haul again. This is something I'm selling personally. It's been in my stash, in my collection, in my decor for about 3 years now. 2 years. I watched for it and watched for it to go on sale for a very long time. I ended up paying $25 for it when all was said and done from the antique mall. I have it up at $59.95. It's super, super heavy. It's large. It's got the best patina. It's going to be tricky to ship, but I know one of y'all want this. I already know. I thought about repainting it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do that. It's a little too French country for what I'm wanting to go for in this house. So, it's available. That hurts my heart a little. I'm trying to be a good junker though and not a hoarder. All right. Today, the thrift store. I went to Major Thrift. Like I said, shelves were packed. I got really good smalls. I got some kitchen stuff. I got some baskets. But I went back to the furniture section. There wasn't there like dressers or stuff to repaint. No. Random chairs, headboards, 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 headboards. And then I saw this table. It had a base. Each side of the base had 2 of these. I asked the nice lady, I said, well, what does this base go to? And she said, it goes to a massive table. And I said, I don't want the top. Would you just sell me the legs? And she laughed. And I laughed. And I was like, yeah, I thought it was worth a shot, right? So I picked out a headboard instead, and I found a couple chairs. Well, she told me that her boss would be in at noon. I said, okay, I might swing back. I came home, I started breaking down the chairs, and I went back. I went back really fast, and I was like, you know what? We'll see what they say on price. I'll just take the tabletop. I'll figure out how to get rid of it, whatever. I want these legs. $25 for 4 of these. So I paid $6.50 each for these. And as they were putting this in like second load in my car or whatever, she's like, you know what? We'll just put the tabletop by the trash can. I didn't even have to take it. Ah. Okay, so these big, huge honking things, I never find them this big. Bigger than my forearm. I have 2 of them listed to be sold as is, just brown like this. And then I have 2 of them up listed to be painted. And we're going to do chippy milk paint on 2 of them. I figured we'd paint one tonight, play with a little bit of milk paint. It's been a while. So $6.25 each is what I paid for them. The plain ones I have up at $39.95, and the ones I'm going to paint will be $49.95 because we're going to make them cool. Yeah, Jane, I did. You know, so I don't know if you were on yet, Jane, but I was going to go to my regular thrift store, and I missed my turn, so I went here instead. It was like a got ink moment, I do believe. And people have been begging. I chopped up a chair and listed it the other day, and one person bought all of the pieces. Okay, I'm not going to show you guys all of these, but you guys can look. I was just going to show you a few cool ones. Okay, so I have them all listed up and bundled so I don't lose track. This one is Spindle E. They're $3.95 each. And I did go through on some of them and even take the time to even them out for you. Like on these would be great candlesticks. This is Chair Leg Salvage B. They're $3.95 each. Jane's watching and shopping at the same time. You get it, girl. It's some multitasking right there. I've been seeing people stick little Christmas trees in these, right? And this walnut, or I don't know if it's a walnut, but this dark color, like walnut colored stain, is just gorgeous. $2.95 on these. So, like I said, y'all can browse, but I stocked it up. And then this was fun. This was off of the headboard. So it kind of just random salvage pieces. Y'all could paint this up. Y'all could strip it down with some citrus strip. Turn them into projects. These are $7.95 each. These are bedpost salvage E. I paid $12.99 for the bed frame. Got a ton of pieces. Look at these little cuties. Bedpost salvage D, $2.95 each. And I tried to price them reasonable, so y'all can make some handmade gifts for Christmas and the holidays. So I know not everybody can find this stuff where they're at. These have the little metal piece on them still. Those would make great feet. Okay, so anyways, I was super excited. And I always love when I can spend a beautiful day outside tearing crap up. Okay, two more. I'm going to show you my favorite spindles and then we will paint. I've got 14 of these. These are Spindle G, and they're $2.95 each. That would make a perfect little handle on a tote or some really good Christmas ornaments. Y'all, the ornaments I put up on the video the other day have sold out very quickly, and I've already seen people recreating them. It makes me so happy. And then these are really nice too. This is Spindle A. They're $3.95 each. So y'all can cut these up and get a couple pieces and parts, especially on these. You can make multiple projects out of that. This is Chair Leg Salvage A. These are $8.95. So you could cut them here and get 3 pieces out of that for $8.95. Okay, that's that. Let me move these. Oh, they're heavy. So 2 of these are up to be painted and 2 to be sold as is. There's so many possibilities. You're correct. And then I can always pull a few out of inventory too if they don't all sell, and make projects with them. So there should probably be some projects coming too if they don't all sell. Okay, so y'all, I use DIY paint a lot on here, but I also sell Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, which is a powdered paint, and it's really, really good for providing a chippy effect. So we're going to play with a little bit of both tonight. I'm going to start, I've got DIY Aviary and Prairie Gray. This is a clay-based paint, so it is thick, and it's also very highly pigmented. But what I'm going to do is put in a little bit of baking soda, and that's going to make it even thicker. That's going to give us some nice texture to go underneath our milk paint. I've just got plain old baking soda, nothing fancy. So I've got, oh goodness, a couple tablespoons of paint. I usually do a 1-to-1 paint to baking soda ratio. I don't measure, I just eyeball it. All right, we'll stir that up. I'm gonna sit. A lot of the time when we use this baking soda method, we're painting on ceramics and going for kind of that concrete look. Have y'all ever tried doing this on wood yet? Got 73 people on. Hello, everybody. This must be a good night for lives. Lorraine said, wild woman not measuring. This is why I don't bake. I don't have the patience. You can cook and you can eyeball your spices, right? Your seasonings and whatnots. But with baking, it doesn't work the same way. You know, Jane, you're not feeling well, I'm reading. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you like sick, or is it allergies? I had a cough for like a couple weeks. Yeah, I can make a mean banana bread. What else do I bake? That's about it. Okay, so look how nice and thick that paint is. It's not really moving around now. You know what else is going to be wild and crazy? I don't have a drop cloth down. I'm just going to get paint everywhere. Thankfully, this DIY paint will come up easy. All right, so now that I've got my DIY paint and my baking soda mixed, I'm going to grab a couple of my smaller brushes. I've got an R12 and an R14, and we're just going to work a little bit of that paint kind of into some of these crevices. I don't like that word. Some of these spaces. Now, I'm trying to decide if this wood is too shiny and I should use an extra bond in my milk paint. What do we think? Ooh, Teresa said she makes apple cider donuts that are killer. Teresa, do you have to have a special pan to make donuts, or do you just freehand them? I wouldn't mind having that recipe if it's easy. Oh, Jane, yeah, you said your hubby came home with, so now you have it? It's not good. Okay, so I'm just going to place this in kind of some random spots. You can see I'm getting some nice texture out of that. This is going to look kind of weird in the beginning, very spotted, very much like a cow. Stick with me. It gets ugly before it gets pretty. Teresa said she has a donut pan. Okay, well, I mean, I can always buy one of those, right? Or can I make them in like a muffin form? I don't know. I've never made donuts. I'm really showing how much of a baker I am. I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jane. So on these big old pillars, they do have this piece of wood down here, which I left. That was the bottom of the table leg, and it's stuck into the base. I almost cut them off, and then I decided I would leave them because if y'all want to make like blanket basket posts or something out of these, having that extra support down there will be very beneficial. So it'll be super easy to cut off, or it will be super helpful if you want it. So I just left it. Okay. So now I've just got some green random over here. I'm going to dry it with my heat gun to make things go a little faster. I don't always do that, but when I'm live, I do. Usually I put my stuff in front of a fan and I go like do a few dishes or something while I wait for my paint to dry. So have y'all ever tried, Bri's using green. Uh-oh, don't do it, Shane. Or do it, whatever. Have y'all ever tried doing this baking soda texture over wood before? Let me know. No, it's aviary. This is DIY aviary mixed with baking soda, if somebody was asking. I'm gonna use flour sack milk paint over it. Okay, let me dry this up. So, I've had a ton of fun, like I said. Can you see me? A ton of fun this week shopping, hitting some new places. I might hit one more new place this weekend. I don't know if I'll have time. I've got a pack on Sunday. I've got to get a ton of shipping done before I head out. And Sunday evening, I'm trying to get a video, at least a short video up. I've got one project I want to put out, but I'm not making any promises. Jane loves the basil. Yes, maybe I'll do the other one in basil, Jane, with some white or something underneath it. All right, it'll take a second to get this dried. Let me know if y'all have any questions so far. Okay, Maria said that she painted a small wooden cat to look like concrete. Yes. That's what most of us do with this baking soda, is that concrete finish. I'm going to grab the milk paint collection and drop that link for you in case y'all are interested. The one thing I do love about this Sweet Pickins milk paint is they have a 2-ounce sample size. You just want to try it out if you're new. They have a 2-ounce wax and a 2-ounce extra bond, which is an additive that helps your paint stick. Joyce said, have a safe trip and have fun. Thank you. I'm driving to this retreat. It's in Branson, which is about 4 hours away from me. And I'm really thankful for that. I have flown to the last 2, and flying is a lot of work. Sorry, pardon me while I try to multitask. Okay, and then there's the DIY paint. So this wood has a little bit of a finish, shiny finish to it, but not too much. I'm thinking I might just add like a drip drop of extra bond, because I don't want it to all flake off. The 2 colors I'm putting underneath will be enough of a contrast that if all of it flakes off and all that wood shows, it's going to be too much. Okay, now that I've got some of that mostly dry, I'm going to get a little bit of the prairie gray on here. I have done this method on some candlesticks before. I'm trying to think if I did a video on it or not. I think I did. I think it was an edited video, but it's been a while. That brush is full of something. Probably dark and decrepit. I don't think I washed it well enough. So if you're wondering why I'm doing this, the milk paint, like I said, is a good chippy paint. After I dry it up and sand it back, this is going to provide some really pretty contrasting colors underneath it. And the texture the texture that I'm creating here is going to help the milk paint chip back. So I'm going for that really good chippy finish. Cram some of this color down where that wood is raw inside there. I don't want that raw wood color to show. So y'all know I don't always paint wood. I sell a lot of spindles and stuff just as they are, but this is a really fun way to get that antiqued chippy paint look, which we all love so much. And then if these don't sell as is for project pieces or just for decor like this, I'll probably take and put some bases and tops on them. Just continue the upcycling trend. But like I said, I wanted to offer some salvage pieces for y'all who maybe don't like to use power tools or just can't find this stuff, because I know that's a problem for some of you. All right. Lorraine said it's looking cool. Not really so much. Not yet, but thank you. It's looking textured. What's everybody up to this weekend? It's only Thursday. It feels weird to be going live on a Thursday. I've been doing Friday and Saturday hauls for a while now. I think I'm going to go play some pool or darts or something tomorrow. Carve some pumpkins on Saturday. Eat some good food. Then Sunday I'm working and packing and working and packing. I think I'll leave town probably around Oh, 10 a.m. or so on Monday. That way I can get there around check-in time. Teresa said she had a heck of a time with milk paint on metal, even with the extra bond. Oh no, Teresa, what kind of metal were you painting? Can you elaborate? Was it galvanized? Was it a painted, already painted metal? What'd you have? Or you can send me pictures always too. We can troubleshoot. I'm about ready to start decorating at home. I put all my Christmas stuff in my booth. What do we think? So Teresa said it was galvanized. She might not have used enough extra bond. So Teresa, I find with kind of that new age galvanized stuff that you buy nowadays, it doesn't stick very well, and you might have to use some extra bond. I've had it chip off too. If it's old galvanized metal, it usually soaks it up better. Oh, cool. Joyce said that her boys are going on their first science camp in Catalina Island. I am jealous. Oh, and Teresa's going camping. Amazing. It's still warm enough to go camping down there, girl. It's been cold here. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm going to mix up my milk paint real quick because it should sit for a minute. Okay, so this is Sweet Pickins milk paint. If you've never used it, yeah, Teresa, that brand new galvanized sometimes has trouble. I'm sorry. Milk paint can be finicky. Okay, so if you've never used the milk paint, it is a powdered paint. Oh no, I just made a huge mess all over myself. I'm going to use about a 1/4 cup of milk paint. And we'll use a 1-to-1 ratio of milk paint to water. Okay. So we'll go 1/4 cup of warm water and 1/4 cup of milk paint. And since I don't mind about a few chunks in my paint, I'm just going to stir it up with a fork. That might leave a few chunks left in here, but that's going to provide some extra good chipping. Captain Flannel, what's up, buddy? He said, who told Bri about his secret pick and spot, Charlie's? Man, I've been thrifting at Charlie's for a couple years now. I just kind of forgot about it for some reason. I don't know why. It's just so far south. Don't worry. Don't worry. I won't take all the good stuff. I got some really good stuff. If you haven't been on this whole time, go ahead and catch the replay in my hauls at the beginning. Hey, Brandy. If y'all have not checked out Captain Flannel before, he's got a fun YouTube channel. He's here in Topeka. Yeah, they are good people out there. I did a little bit of haggling on those stars. He came down a couple bucks on them for me. And like I said, not all of his stuff is priced, but he's very reasonable. Okay. So that milk paint is mixed. I'm going to let it hang out and sit right there for a second. Make sure I'm all dry here. So when you use the baking soda, sometimes it turns kind of white like that if you don't stir it good enough. Fun fact. It doesn't hurt anything. I just thought I would mention that. Now I do need a towel or something here because this milk paint will not come off my table. Hold 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. Brandy said she just woke up from a Rip Van Winkle nap and have no idea what year it is or what my name is. What have I missed? Brandy, girl, I feel you on that. Oh my goodness gracious. That happened to me a couple weeks ago, and I woke up, I think it was like 10 p.m. and I thought it was 10 a.m. You've missed the whole entire haul, and I am showing all of the amazing spindles that I listed today, and now we're milk painting one of these huge posts. So you'll probably want to catch the replay. Y'all, we have almost 100 people watching. Hello, everybody. All right, so again, let your milk paint sit up for 10-15 minutes. I should have let it sit while I was doing that, but I forgot. But it's okay. All right, I think we're gonna live wild. Man, it's just, you never know. Use the bond or not use the bond. Here's the extra bond. The additive you put in your paint, it helps your milk paint stick to a shiny surface. The directions say 1 part paint to 1/2 part bond. I never ever use that much. So I got a 1/4 cup of paint mixed up here. I'm just gonna do this. Boop. Tiniest little boop. We're gonna call it good. Captain Flannel's never used milk paint. I love it. It provides a really, really good, authentically chippy look. So now we're gonna mix that up. If you are using extra bond, you only use it in your first coat of paint. If you go to apply a second coat, you don't need to put bond in both coats. Fun fact. I'm going to use an F30 here. This is my all-time favorite Klingon brush. And the Klingon brushes are great with the milk paint because they're very easy to clean. That milk paint comes out of them a lot easier. And we're just going to slap it on. We're going to get some running, a little bit of dripping. It's thinner than your DIY paint. But that's okay. We want this to look like it's super, super old. And you're covering up everything you just did. Layers. Darn it, Brandy. She said no extra money for funsies this week. New tires set her back. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad y'all have a new set of wheels before wintertime. Stay safe. I had to get new tires not that long ago too. I get it. Teresa said boop, a new Bri level of measurement. That's correct. Just a little boop. If you missed my last live, it was a fun one. I did a project upside down and almost lost my cool on a live. And it ended up being a really great happy accident. The lives have been interesting. I'm super tired, super thankful. I've been working really hard, putting a lot of videos out, getting a lot of content and reels and shorts and all that good stuff. Your girl's a little tired. I'm looking forward to next week with Dion at the Empowering Creativity Retreat. It will be a great week with some great women learning about creative business and actually doing some art and all kinds of good stuff. I Bob Rossed it and turned it into a happy accident. That's right, Brandy. I sure did. Thank goodness y'all were there, though. I almost, like, the second I realized I did it upside down, I almost took a piece of sandpaper and just... But because I was live, I didn't want to lose my shiz in front of everybody. And I didn't. But if I wasn't, if I hadn't have been live, that Santa probably would have been gone. I was so mad. Jane says she was watching the replay and she was yelling at me, "It's upside down!" You're not the only one who said that, Jane. Okay, I'm gonna stand this up. Now that we're down here, I really forgot how heavy these are. My arm's tired. I got this. I met my neighbors finally. Like I met them when I first moved in here. I've been here a couple months now. But they came out the other day and they're like, what exactly do you do? I was pulling orders and putting things in boxes outside and getting things all lined up to ship. So I had a conversation with them. And today they saw me out there ripping apart chairs. They're probably just like, oh my goodness. Ripping apart chairs on a camera. Have I ever been to the Baldwin Fall Festival? I think it was last week. I haven't, Captain Flannel. I have not. Are there craft like vendor booths, craft booths or whatever? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I've never done a craft show. Fun fact. All right, so we've got some nice thick paint. Nothing smooth about that. And now I'm going to take my heat gun and dry this. I'm going to force extra chipping and crackling when I do this. So if you're milk painting something and you don't want it to chip and crack, don't heat gun it. Teresa said she splattered wood stain on something that she had just sanded earlier, and good thing her kids weren't home to hear the things that came out of her mouth. I feel you, girl. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Captain Flannel. You said it was last week though? It already happened? So it'd have to be next year? Now y'all have to give me your honest opinion when I'm done with this and let me know. Did I make it cooler or did I make a mess? What do you think? I love it, no matter what y'all think. I love that chippy, grungy, crusty look, but not everybody does. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out next year for sure. I think cider days already happened. Like I have not been on this fall season. Like I'm already ready. I've only got like 3 pumpkins up. I'm ready to take them down. My porch is really cutely decorated for fall. Jane says she loves the chippy, crusty look. I'm not even done yet, Jane. Teresa's doing her first craft fair next month. Teresa, I cannot wait to see your preparation and your setup and all your cool stuff. Okay, let me dry this just a little bit more and I'll bring it in closer so you can see the coolness that's happening. I know watching paint dry is not the most fun thing in the world. If you're catching the replay, click that little live chat button and you can see what we're gabbing about. Pam says she thinks it's going to look great. Awesome. I'm glad y'all trust me. And then if you do something like this and then say set it out in the weather for a couple weeks in the winter, I'm going to do a little experimenting with some milk paint in the snowy, wet weather this winter and see if I can get it to age up naturally really fast. I'd love that, Teresa. It's Brandy's birthday. Oh, early birthday. Happy early birthday. If you girls ever get any downtime during the day, you should do the top of the rock in Branson. Taking the golf carts along the paths is so fun and extra pretty. Okay, Michelle, I will see. Dion said there would be a little bit of downtime, so I don't know what that entails exactly, but I was thinking even since I'm driving, I could go up a little bit early on Monday and just hang out a little bit before I can check in or whatever. So we'll see. Next Saturday, happy early birthday. Oh, Michelle said you could even drive through a cave with a waterfall and stop for a cocktail. I'm in. Super pretty in the fall. Okay, I am super excited to be driving because of the fall season. There's going to be some gorgeous trees. Pam has some of these that are over 5 feet tall that she got for free. I am so jealous. I have some here in my living room that are like they're porch posts. They're over 5 feet tall. They're probably 6 foot tall. And they are old and authentically chippy and gorgeous. But I paid up for those big time. Okay, we're almost dry here. Thanks for watching paint dry, y'all. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world. But if I try to prematurely sand, it won't work. I'm going to try to sneak out a little bit of this stuff, a little sneak peek of what I thrifted today before I leave town on Monday. Probably in a reel or maybe a quick Facebook Live, just a little peek, we'll see. Probably in a reel, that way I can put it on all platforms. You guys can get a little sneak peek of my thrift haul when I get back. I wanted to go shopping today so I would have stuff already here. I'm trying to get ahead of the game. Jane said she would love a porch post. Jane, I never find them, and shipping would be insane, but I will look. Marty wants some bed posts that are 5 foot tall, so I'm hunting. You know, if it's a challenging shipping thing, I'll try. Pam's came off of a huge bed headboard. Okay, yeah, that's what Marty's looking for. So mine came off of a porch, but they look, you know, they're a lot like this. Okay, that's looking pretty dry. Kind of ish. So you can see we already got some fun crackle. The paint's not exactly even. I've only got one coat of paint on here, and I'm gonna do just like just a little couple of like touch-up spots, just where the wood's coming through a little bit more than I want. Now, since there's already extra bond in this second coat, it's fine. I just don't want y'all to waste extra bond if you mix up an extra batch for your second coat. So extra bond in the first coat, you don't have to put it in the second coat, but if it's already in there, that's okay. So just here where it's a little bit like you can see the wood through, you don't really need a second coat over my Avhrit and my Prairie Gray, because I want those to come back. So yep, if y'all haven't tried the milk paint and you're liking this look, I've got 2-ounce samples that I can send you, and I think they're only $8. So that will do like a, 2-ounce sample would definitely cover this, and probably a couple more smaller ones. There's 2-ounce samples of the extra bond, so you don't have to buy or commit to a big, huge container. 2-ounce samples of all the top coats. I really love how Sweet Pickins does that, because some people are kind of intimidated by the fact that you have to mix it up. And it does have a mind of its own. Sometimes milk paint just does what it's going to do. I think I've only had one really, really big fail where I could not even handle it and I had to repaint them. Oops, see, I just pulled off a big old chunk with my brush. So you don't want to go too much. All right, let's get this dry and then we'll sand. Oh, Jane says she sees old houses falling in with the porch post, but hubby isn't on the same page with me as ripping them off. Jane, there's a place right around the corner from me that's falling apart, and I'm like, I could just go kick those posts and they'd be mine. I might not be around anymore though. Probably not worth it. Probably would get in legal trouble too. All right, y'all, while you're waiting for this paint to dry, drop me a comment and let me know what kind of spindle projects have you done before, or how do you decorate with your spindles? They are still a hot, hot commodity. These could even be cut in half and turned into 2 projects. They wouldn't match exactly. They would not be symmetrical or whatever. But they would still work together. My arm is getting really tired. That is another thing about milk paint. I really like to layer it, so it's a little more time consuming. The process is than just to slap a layer of DIY paint on, but it's so worth it. So again, if I wasn't using this heat gun and I just let this dry on its own, I probably wouldn't get quite as much of the crackle effect that y'all are seeing on here. It will do that on its own, but this really forces it. Oh, Pam, that sounds scary. Teresa said years ago she gave away a cool old headboard. I know it, girl. I know it. Trust me. Yes, Jane bought a pair of candlesticks from me. They were candlesticks I thrifted, and I added some wood to them. Painted them pink, and she's going to use them at her granddaughter's bridal shower. Sticking up out of silver teapots with roses. That's going to be so pretty. I cannot wait to see it. I found 2 more candlesticks today, Jane, but they're not going to go pink, I don't think. They've got some fun paint on them already. But I thought of you when I thrifted them. All right, we're dry. Dry enough. We'll work in sections. Look at that crackle. Amazing. I lost like 12 people with all that sanding. Sorry, y'all. Or all that drying. Okay, I've got 120 grit sandpaper, some 220 grit sandpaper. So right here where I had some of that DIY paint with the baking soda, we're going to hit that. Oh, bless you. Macy's already sneezing. It's going to get dusty. And that's why we put other colors underneath. Let's hit a little bit of this green. Okay, so my paint was still a little wet right there, and I said it doesn't work well if it's wet because it will pull it off. It brought back a little bit of that wood too, and I'm not mad because I want that to happen. But be cautious. You really want to make sure your paint's good and dry before you start sanding. Looky, looky, looky. So I've got a brown and a green underneath, nice neutral colors, and a white on top. You can do whatever color combinations your little heart desires. You want some good contrast colors, obviously. I wouldn't want to do like crinoline under, like I wouldn't want to do like off-white under white. You want some contrast. Jane says she's crushing on that. Yes, ma'am. This is why we love milk paint. Now, if you don't have DIY paint, you just have milk paint, you could do, you know, you could still layer your paints. I've never used the milk paint as my base layer with baking soda, but I'm sure it works. You would probably want to do extra bond if you're going to do milk paint as your base layer. For sure want to do extra bond. But I love this combination of using DIY and milk paint together. It's just the DIY paint sticks to almost anything, so it really has a better chance of staying on underneath. How long have we been on? Oh, well, we've been on over an hour. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this like little section right here and get it waxed up so y'all can see, and then I will probably finish this big mamma jamma off camera, let this dry a little bit better overnight, and then I can put a finished picture up in community, of course. Captain Flannel just finished a desk he turned into a kitchen cart you got from the Giving Tree and bought a little red desk from there for $6. I'm working on it now. Captain Flannel, I almost bought that little red desk. I'm so glad you got it. I cannot wait to see it. It was so stinking cute. But I don't need any furniture right now. I don't have room. Oh, I'm so glad you got that. It makes my heart happy. Captain Flannel, remind me what your real name is, please. I can't remember. Because I always refer to you as Captain Flannel. No, it's not Josh, is it? It's not Josh. That's not right. What's your real name? Or do I know it? Maybe you never told me. All right. Colby. Okay, yeah, not Josh. Colby. I can remember that, like Colby, Kansas. I don't know if I knew that. That's not ringing a bell. I might have never asked before. Captain Flannel's cooler anyway. All right. So I've got that part sanded down. Got some great old chippy effect. Now, to seal up today, I am going to do a base coat of the Sweet Pickins Clear Wax. This is a furniture polish. You can use it over the milk paint, but you can also use it over raw wood to help refresh your wood. I have mine in a mason jar because I had the big old huge retailer size, but it comes in all different sizes. It's not quite as soft as the DIY wax, but it's still really, really easy to work with, and it smells so darn good. Like oranges, kind of citrusy. Grab a wax brush. And again, I like to take it out of my big container and work out of a smaller container. That way I don't contaminate my waxes. And then we're just going to put it right over that paint. And that's going to seal it up. That will seal it all up and make sure it doesn't all chip back. If you're using milk paint and you're having a lot of chipping happening and you're not really wanting it to chip anymore, use a wax instead of a liquid. That liquid seems to reactivate the paint more and cause more chipping. And I just prefer a wax always. I think a lot of y'all know that. It's just easier to work with. I will go ahead and paint that top piece up too, don't worry. I've got some more milk paint mixed up. All right, and then I'll just take my clean cloth here, wipe off any excess. We're friends on Facebook? I didn't know that. Okay, well, good to know. Shows you how much I pay attention. Literally, y'all, I don't even have time to like use Facebook. Like Facebook, I just post and hardly have time to watch. All right, now that I've got a little bit of a barrier with my clear wax, I'm going to do just a little bit of the dark oil wax. This is a liquid form of wax, and it really does great at seeping down into all of those little crackly spots. I need to move some of my wax brushes up. So they have these in clear, white, dark, and black, the waxes and the oil waxes. Now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to run it in the low points. If I would not have done the clear wax first, this would seep in a lot faster and could make it look kind of dirty. So that clear wax is going to provide a barrier, just like with the DIY waxes. If you let it sit, it's going to soak in, be darker. If you wipe it back right away, it's not going to be so dark. But that makes it look now like this has been sitting somewhere for years and all the dust and grime and dirt has collected down into all the little chips and cracks and crevices. I really don't love that word. And I don't want it to be super dark, so I'm going to wipe back all the extra and really just let it sit down in all the low points. Ta-da! So here's what it looks like after you paint, before you sand. And here's what we look like after we start knocking back some of that paint and waxing. What do we think? All right, I'm going to poke at a couple of buttons. Thank you, Lorraine. It looks much better now, right? I'm going to poke at a couple buttons. Y'all, if you have any questions, let me know. Drop them now before I hop off. I'm going to go on and find this specific piece and put it in the live chat in case you're catching the replay and you're interested. This was a fun live. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of the comments and the chatting. Okay. So like I said, 2 of these will be painted. 2 of them will be sold as is. Go. There it is. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any questions? They're just chit-chatting. Teresa and Jane might know. Some of their people might know each other. That's cool. It's a small world. Hey, Miss Sarah. She said she loved the pink candle holders. Thank you, doll. Okay, y'all. I don't see any questions. If you are catching the replay, let me know if you have them. Leave them in the comments. I'll come back and double check them tomorrow. Thank you guys for hopping on. This was a fun haul, a fun little painting session. I'll finish this guy up and get some finished pics up in community tomorrow. And I'll see y'all soon. I hope you have a great evening. Bye-bye.